Mubarak ho. Round 2 of India versus Pakistan on Sunday because Pakistan have comprehensively beaten Hong Kong by
156 runs.
Arey yaar, 55 runs, 155 runs.
Hong Kong all out for 38. And I will tell you a phone number now. Please note this phone number down. 820-614-33010.
And who will answer this phone call?
That is the Hong Kong batting order for you folks. The highest among them. Nizakat Khan's 8.
Highest is 10 extras.
Oh boy, Mr. Extras is the top scorer with 10. But among batters, Nizakat Khan with 8. Absolute humiliation for Hong Kong. Considering we had praised them for their fighting abilities with 152 for 5 against a much more potent Indian bowling. But against Pakistan, absolutely decimated for 38. Which is, by the way, this is Pakistan's highest ever victory margin when it comes to runs. 155 beating the previous mark of 143 that Pakistan had achieved against the West Indies in 2018. Look at the bowling figures. 4 for 8, Shadab Khan. Mohammad Nawaz, 3 for 5.
In fact, it's very strange that the no bowler has given runs in double digits.
Yes.
You can note down this number also, 77368.
773, that's an OTP. That is an OTP, that's where 773685.
Please carry on.
But the Hong Kong phone number, or I may say the batting lineup, what a sorry case. I mean, what more can we say? We can sum up the live in 38 seconds in tribute to Hong Kong. The Pakistan fans will now have something new to troll. They were trolling India for 36 after Adelaide. They can now troll Hong Kong 38.
Who was trolling India?
All the Pakistan fans. Yes, majority of them. Whenever India lost, remember 36 all out, Adelaide? That was how it was.
But eventually India won the series.
India won the series 2-1, but no one sees that picture.
Pradeep Srivalsan is saying Pakistan could be very dangerous in their next game. Although I think India will have to figure out what's the perfect 11 for them now that Ravindra Jadeja is not going to be there in that 11. He is a utility batter who can bat higher up the order as a left-hander. Especially against Pakistan, they will have their left-arm spinner again.
Yep.
And Shadab Khan, who of course was on hat-trick and eventually got 4 wickets. 4 wickets. In fact, he is one of the primary reasons that I can go home early. Some of my colleagues here, working on the Sports the Cap, Abhijit and...
They were praying Shadab doesn't get a hat-trick.
And Neeraj were not too happy. In fact, the moment... the way these people were getting out, Abhijit here in the background, I don't know if you can see him. He was saying, "Chote bacche ho kya aise out ho rahe ho?"
Yep. Because Abhijit's one individual score makes up 3 innings of Hong Kong. That is how great he is.
What was that score? Please tell them.
114, right?
112.
112. Okay. But again, if Pakistan put up a similar bowling performance, I am sure India will not have a similar batting performance like what Hong Kong did. You can't expect India to be all out for 38. Harish Madhisetti is already saying his playing 11 for Pakistan. Yes, folks, because of this now, it is India versus Pakistan, Chapter 2, September 4th, not in Sharjah, but at the Ring of Fire in Dubai. So
India, in fact, is not going to play anywhere except Dubai. It was already... Okay. Sunday match will be interesting now. Absolutely, it will be interesting. Even if Pakistan had not beaten Hong Kong so comprehensively, still we would have said that it will be interesting. Although I think Pakistan will have their tails up. They will be high on confidence after this victory. We can always say, because see, we also went gaga after that victory over Hong Kong because the way Surya Kumar Yadav batted, got how many?
he got 68 in
28. 69 and 28, 68 and 29, I guess.
245 strike rate.
Virat, of course, got amongst the runs. So we were also, I think the way Pakistan bowlers and the way they also pace their innings, at one stage we thought that 150 would be pretty difficult for Pakistan to manage. But eventually,
68
or 26. Stand corrected. So Pakistan... will say that overall it was a pretty good outing for them.
Yep.
They batted, they paced their innings well. kept wickets in hand, and eventually, the likes of who came in, Khushdil. In fact,
Khushdeal did a Surya Kumar.
yeah, a lot of people thought because last match Iftikhar had batted at number 4,
Yes.
and a lot of people said that maybe you could have sent Asif Ali to bat in that position at number 4, but they sent Khushdil, and he did pretty well. He also, especially in the last overs, he did pretty well.
4 sixes of Ajaz
So-
Khan in the final over.
So they got a good batting outing today. And as far as bowling was concerned, everybody was amongst the wickets. Naseem Shah, of course, started that carnage with 2 wickets early on. Then Shahnawaz got 1. Iftikhar was also tried, but he didn't get any wicket. Haris Rauf didn't get
The most expensive bowler was Haris Rauf,
Yeah.
economy rate of 6.
Yes. So got to bowl just 1 over. Of
Yep.
course, then Shadab got 4 for 8. Has to be his best ever figures. Then Mohammad Nawaz, the left arm spinner, he got 3 for 5. I'm sure.
He took 3 wickets even against India.
I think that these must be his best figures. We'll have to check though.
Yeah. Fault lines is saying, is India a bit more nervous after this? No, I don't think so.
I think cautious
Yeah.
should be a better word than nervous. I remember, who was it? Somebody I remember recently. Was it Ravindra Jadeja? Was it Surya Kumar Yadav? Or was it some other player? He was asked about the pressure. So that gentleman, in fact, that player had said that if somebody is saying that you are not under pressure playing against Pakistan or any high-profile match, so that player is lying. So I believe everybody is under some sort of pressure. But I would like to use the word cautious here. I think India should be cautious, and now may have to be a little more. What do you say? Wary of Pakistan, having won that opening game against Pakistan, which of course was a close
Close
game.
game, yes. Absolutely. So that is why Pakistan.
Anyway, sorry, carry on, please.
Pakistan cannot, they have won this game comprehensively, but against India, it is going to be a different kettle of fish altogether. India will be wary that this is the Pakistan that can hurt them, remember. But India are wary of the past, like, okay, they have been hurt twice, 2017 Champions Trophy and also the 2021 World T20. They are aware of what are the flaws, and they will be hopeful that they can iron it out heading into the match on 4th in in Dubai, and hopefully next week.
And India, see, will have to figure out what their best playing 11 would be against this Pakistan team. Remember, Mohammad Nawaz did pretty well against
Yes.
India. Shadab Khan, of course, he wasn't amongst wickets,
But kept the runs
but
down.
still was pretty good with the ball, with his leg spinners. So they will need a left-hander, because the moment they got Ravindra Jadeja to bat at number 4, they may have disrupted. I can't say disrupted is the right word. They may have disrupted to an extent the plans for Pakistan, but then it worked. Now that Jadeja is not there, they'll have to figure out, do they get in somebody like Rishabh Pant in that 11 and get him to bat at number 4 or number 5, or just back their own strengths and get on with the game. And also Pakistani bowlers, especially their spinners, they would know that they've done well against India, and they also now have wickets under their belt heading into that game. I think this is the reason, Siddharth, difference between a good team and a minnow, if you can say, a bad team, at least on the day. See, Pakistan had a similar start to what they had today against India. They had a similar start to what they had today. The only difference was they lost a few wickets they lost wickets at regular intervals.
Yes.
So they didn't have that kind of scope to the way they batted today, especially towards the end. So they didn't have that kind of scope to accelerate towards the end against India. Although they did get a few runs towards the end, in fact the last couple of overs. So, but that allowed them to reach only 152. No,
147.
147. And here they managed 193.
This Sobansai is saying this will put pressure on UZ because he hasn't got any wicket till now. Very surprising.
But he's bowled well.
Yes.
But he has bowled very well. In fact, even in the first game against Pakistan, and he's himself responsible. I remember, I think he dropped Iftikhar.
I have to recollect.
Cotton bowl chance, he dropped one. I thought he bowled very well against Pakistan. He was not afraid to flight the ball in the air, and against Hong Kong also. So he's been very effective as a bowler, as a leg spinner in these conditions. And as far as I know, I think he likes these kind of opportunities. He's a leg spinner who has a big heart, is not afraid to toss the ball up. And even if batsmen are going after him, he'll continue to give that ball the loop.
Varun Parvataneni is saying Shadab bowls similar to Ravi Bishnoi. More of googlies.
No, I don't think that Shadab is Ravi Bishnoi doesn't give that much air.
And Shadab has a lot more variation. He bowls a leg break far often. Bishnoi bowls the googly far often. And there is not much variation in the lengths. Remember, either it's too full or too short when it comes to Ravi Bishnoi. That is the only problem that I see in him.
Okay, Rajat Agnihotri is saying, when would the BCCI selectors pick the team for the World Cup before SS series?
No, I think after the end of the Asia Cup. I think September 16.
September 15 is the cutoff, by the way. So you have to announce your team a month before the World Cup begins, which officially begins on 16th of October. So the team has to be announced before by 15th of this month, that is September.
Yes.
So 4 days after the Asia Cup gets over, Australia, they have announced their 15-member squad. England, they have also announced their 15-member squad.
Although
now
there'll be a modification.
Johnny Bairstow, of course, has been now ruled out of the T20 World Cup with that
Limb
injury that he sustained while playing golf this morning. So that's going to happen. So India, and the bigger question for me, of course, the selection will happen in next couple of weeks. 4 selectors still.
Yeah. Well,
Acha, I'm going to take a few questions. Aditya is saying playing Pant instead of DK for Asia Cup due to Jadeja's injury will hamper our World Cup chances or preparations if team has already decided to go for DK. So he's saying that, if they have, so you have to give DK, maybe he's saying that DK has to be given enough opportunities before the T20 World Cup to get his confidence.
But then doesn't this injury give you the right platform to play both Pant and DK, what some people had already wanted?
No, but then you will have to play with only 5 bowlers. That can affect your, bowling.
Bowling, yes.
Yes, that can affect your... Because if you play both DK and Pant in the same 11, you're bowling with just 5... you just have 5 bowlers.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they will push
Virat Kohli
to bowl
and 1 spinner. Yep.
My question to all of you, it is just me and Siddharth here. So what is BCCI doing with Avesh Khan? Is Avesh Khan's selection logical? I have my answers. Of course, I can't reveal it here on air.
And I have
in
made
front
my
of the
views
camera.
pretty clear about Avesh Khan.
Yeah.
Ashwin can get in place of Jaddu. Akash Bharadwaj is saying.
Never know.
Not a bad call.
Can.
Yep,
If had I been here, I'm the part of that team management or selector, maybe I would have looked at a different combination also. Just get in Ashwin in place of Jadeja and get Deepak Chahar in for Avesh Khan. It would, then you would have batted a little deeper.
Till number 9.
And it could still would have added a bit of sting to your batting.
Yeah. There is a question. I think DK will reach World Cup. Rahul, maybe, yes.
Rahul, I think majority of the people will endorse your viewpoint. Vanshika Mehra is saying KL Rahul, Rohit, Virat, Sky, Rishabh, Hardik, Deepak Huda, Deepak Chahar, Bhuvi, Yuzi Chahal and Arshdeep is her 11.
For the game against Pakistan.
Okay, Chahal has always failed at ICC tournaments and look at Pakistan spinners. Para is saying.
Yeah, although
how many ICC tournaments has he played? That
2019 World Cup. That's it. He didn't get it. He should have gotten a chance in 2021, but he didn't play.
Yeah.
And again, you're getting high, Para, simply looking at the fact of Pakistan performing well against Hong Kong. But Shadab has done well in the past for in the ICC events. He took 4 wickets against Australia in the semi-final.
See,
but
don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Don't feel that I am biased towards Yuzi Chahal. But think that at the moment he is the best leg spinner in the world in this format. In
Yes.
T20s, he is perhaps not the best leg spinner. I think in T20s he should be the best spinner in the world currently in T20 ice.
Absolutely.
People may have different opinions, but that is my opinion.
Rajat Agnihotri, will the team for T20 World Cup SA and Australia series be the same? More or less, yes. There will be some slight modifications. Maybe 1 or 2 players might not play Australia, 1 or 2 might not play South Africa. But most of the core, remember, these 2 series will happen after you have hopefully announced the T20 World Cup squad. Because 20th September is the start of the 3-match T20 series against Australia. 28th September till October 1st week is the start of the South Africa T20Is and the ODIs.
Yes. So now that a few more people have joined, a couple of more people have joined us. Hong Kong, of course, they've been thrashed black and blue by Pakistan. 38 runs is all that Hong Kong could manage, chasing that target of 194 against Pakistan. What that victory means to this Asia Cup is that Pakistan has now sealed a spot in the Super 4. Now the entire Super 4
We
team
know the fixtures.
yeah, so you have India, you have Pakistan from Group A, you have Sri Lanka and Afghanistan from Group B in the Super 4s. Now tomorrow Afghanistan will face Sri Lanka, whom they've already beaten once. In fact, in the tournament opener.
Yep. B1 versus B2 and A1, A2, India, Pakistan, Chapter 2.
And on Sunday, India will take on Pakistan once again.
Yes.
I still believe that India should start favorites. For that match again.
And
But,
remember, it's a very busy week. After Sunday, on Tuesday, immediately you play India, Sri Lanka, A1 versus B1. But hold on, why is Sri Lanka B1 when they just had 2 points and Afghanistan had 4? Remember, they were already seeded prior to the Asia Cup. Sri Lanka had a higher seeding against Afghanistan. So irrespective of where they finished, Sri Lanka would be B1. Afghanistan will be B2. Same. Even if India had finished second, they would still be A1. Pakistan would be A2. Since Sri Lanka is also the host, it helps in the seeding also. So that is the way how it goes.
So how will selectors consider Bumrah, Shami and Harshal Patel selection? Why? Why can't they consider them for the selection?
Bumrah automatically walks in.
See, you will get the medical reports of all the players who as of now are injured. B, you can always name the reserves,
Yes.
like it happened in the case of England. They also had they also have 3 reserves. 3 or 4 reserves they have in that squad, and now that Johnny Bairstow, who has been ruled out, so of course he goes out. Somebody from the reserves,
Or the ECB will announce a fresh candidate. I mean, announcement is expected maybe by next week. That is what is going to happen. And any chance of Kuldeep, Varun Parvatneni in the team?
Kuldeep, by the way, is playing India for India A in Bangalore against New Zealand A, where he ended up with just 1 wicket in that game against New Zealand. Of course, it's a
4-day game.
It's a 4-day game. Yeah,
It's a 4-day game.
It's a 4-day game, and let's hope and see how he does in the second innings.
But
if he gets a chance. But if you ask me, unless there's some freak injury to some other
Looks
spinner,
very difficult.
It looks unlikely that Kuldeep. Although I still believe that being a wrist spinner, Kuldeep would have had a great chance of doing well on those Australian wickets.
He's got a great record there.
Exactly, and you know, the Australian wickets, what they do is they offer bounce also for these spinners. So that is why I think Yuzi Chahal will be very important to India's campaign, or how India does in that T20 World Cup in Australia. And Kuldeep Yadav, unfortunately, is slightly behind in that pecking order of the spinners. But if he would have made it, I think he could have been a good.
Yep.
This thing.
I think you can look at Kuldeep Yadav as an option for the 2023 World Cup. I don't think he's making that trip to Australia in 2022. It's unfortunate because I think you're settled in on your core of 15. Kuldeep, if he had featured, should have played the Asia Cup in conditions which are very conducive to his bowling, but that has not happened.
Okay, okay. Para is back.
Yep.
By the way, thank you, Ansh. Hasaranga and Rashid are the best spinners in the world. Chahal is just an IPL star. I think as far as Rashid Khan is concerned, yes, I may have to agree with you.
Yes.
Although I may have my own choices.
To a certain extent, even Wanindu Hasaranga. He's
but-
had a phenomenal couple of years.
But I will still go with
Yuzi
with Hasaranga and Rashid Khan. The other advantage is that they are pretty good batsmen also.
Yes.
They can get you some runs also, but leg spinner, if you ask me, I still may go with. You may be right. I think I may have to agree with
It is
you.
a
but
close
then,
tussle between Rashid and Yuzi.
yeah, Hasaranga, I would still not rate him right up there, although he's very good. But the standard of bowling from Yuzi Chahal and Rashid Khan. Rashid Khan, I think, if you ask me, you can actually consider him not just amongst the best spinners. I think he could be one of the best T20 player in the world at the moment. And that too for last few years. It's not just the just as a bowler, he makes him makes the cut amongst for the best T20 players in the world, not just as a spinner, but a player.
Why did I make Yuzi and Rashid the comparison? Because they both bowl excellently in the death overs also. Rashid in particular also. But toss is important on Sunday for both teams. Yes, Dubai we have seen same with Sharjah. 15 overs, first 15 it is sluggish.
But I'll tell you. See, India have won that first game while chasing.
Yeah.
I wonder if Pakistan can do that. If Pakistan can chase a score, if India bats first and gets somewhere around 160, 62, even 157, 157 to 117 between that, I don't know if Pakistan will be able to handle that pressure of
I know,
chasing.
yes.
Especially if India get a few wickets.
This
earlier.
Indian bowling is much more disciplined if we have to look at it.
Which
But
one?
Indian bowling.
Who are these? Who are the bowlers who are disciplined?
Bhuvi,
Very disciplined.
Chahal,
Very disciplined.
Arshdeep. But he had an off day against Hong Kong, but that's a rare off day that you can give
No,
him.
but he has rarely played for India. In fact, he has played only
4
5 to 7 games for
5 to
India.
7 games.
So the sample size is very small. Avesh Khan has been scoring half centuries after half centuries.
Yes, Avesh
With
is,
the ball, of course.
Avesh is your weak link in that bowling lineup. But Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya, yeah. And he
So
got a break.
four bowlers who are very disciplined and can build the pressure up.
Disciplined, see, you can be disciplined, but you have to be effective also. You need
Yes.
to get wickets in T20s. That's what we saw today also. They were very good. If you see the Hong Kong bowlers, they were very good for the majority of that first innings.
Yes.
But they couldn't pick wickets.
Yeah.
So if you don't pick wickets in T20s, you never know what can happen towards the end.
4 wickets in just 2 games for Hong Kong.
Last 5 overs, if a team can get 70, 75 runs, the complexion of the entire game can change so quickly that you won't even realize.
Yep.
So that's the scene here. Any last few words if you want to make?
Well, get ready now. The Super 4s are beginning tomorrow.
Tomorrow, by the way, it's going to be Sri Lanka will come back, will come strongly.
Yes.
And
Afghanistan look like the team to beat in this Asia Cup. So far.
if Afghanistan would have been in Group A, you
Yeah,
never
you never know.
Maybe it would have been India versus Afghanistan in the
Yes.
Super 4 on Sunday.
And imagine Pakistan been knocked out.
No, I'm saying could
Yeah,
have happened.
could have happened.
Could have happened. It's not
Yeah.
a given that Afghanistan will beat Sri Lanka again tomorrow.
Yes.
Because I still feel that Sri Lanka lost a lot of wickets while playing against Pakistan in that game early on.
And they
there was
nearly threw the game away against Bangladesh, but
Yeah.
Bangladesh only shot themselves in the foot.
with those extras.
Extras. So, Super 4s are all decided. Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan tomorrow, but Sunday, Chapter 2, India versus
You
Pakistan.
know, the only thing that is that I'm worried about is that KL Rahul didn't turn out for that
Yes.
practice session today. So I don't know what has happened with him, because majority of your players, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, everybody
were
was
there.
there at the ICC Cricket Academy, or in fact today I guess the practice must have happened at the main venue. So everybody turned up for that practice session except for KL Rahul, who I remember, I think he was kayaking in that.
And even surfboarding.
Was he?
Yes.
Oh.
He was surfboarding also. So
Okay, so I don't know. I hope he's all fine. He hasn't injured himself again.
I know.
I think the battery is also getting injured. So what I'm
Yes.
going to do here is we'll take your leave. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll have a lot of things to discuss tomorrow, especially with the playing 11, and hopefully we'll have Mr. Sunil Gavaskar with us tomorrow. So
Yep.
see you, Tata, bye bye. Thank you,
Vanakkam.
good night. Hello. Anji.